critic, do you love me?
You see, you want to go into pop music on me? I don't know none of this pop music.
You don't know none of this. How could you get away from not knowing that song? Well, it's the same thing. How could you get away from not all this TV we have to review? Good gracious. It's like everywhere.
This is the down season.
This is the down season, but it doesn't seem to be when it comes to premium cable versus streaming. I mean, it's weird. It's just never ending. Yeah. But you had a little hiatus. Mm-hmm. You had a little vacation, and now it's time to get back to work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Namely,
falling and everything after you.
Yeah. Namely, with Netflix's probably most anticipated summer release, Glow. And this, of course, is season 2. Yeah. And we're back in WrestleMania, if you will. And it's probably here. It's bigger and crazier and more wackier than ever. I have to confess, I have not seen the first Glow. I know I need to get on it. Mm-hmm. But I know that you've watched this second season. So do tell.
Well, remember, everyone, Glow, if you were around in the 80s, you might be going, wait a minute, I remember women's wrestling that was Glow, Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling, right? Yeah, it's based on that. Based on it is not real, okay?
Right.
It is based on that with the same name. So in season 2, after season 1, of course, they had to get all of the ladies together, train them, overcome obstacles. We get to know them, the 2 main characters, and that's Ruth and Debbie, played by Alison Brie and Betty Gilpin. Mm-hmm. They had a major problem that spills over into season 2. Mark Maron plays the director. So, of course, he's a curmudgeon. And that spilled over to season 2 as well. So in season 2, they seem to get their groove. But the question is, can they push their idea forward artistically in a way that will not disappoint their network? Okay. This is the question. And they all have different characters, right? So we see Ruth and Debbie kind of working out their problem, not. Uh-oh. And this has major repercussions by the end of the season. And we also see Mark Maron's character, Sam. He is now dealing with his daughter, who was living with her mother. And she's come to live with him, and she's a teenager. So he's kind of like, can you go back to your mother? And what are his feelings for certain people? And so on and so forth. So by the end of season 2, a change is a-coming.
Uh-oh.
And it's a big one for season 3.
Ooh.
We might be in a different locale.
Okay.
We have a different expression. So, Glow, can I just say this, Ref?
Please.
Glow is such a pleasure to watch. It is so entertaining. And the thing is, it's so ridiculous and entertaining that you almost forget how good it actually is. These people, and I mean all of them, behind the camera and in front of it, know what they're doing. It halfway through it dawned on me, I was like, no, wait a minute, this actually is a really good show. This actually is a really good show. It's quick. It's only 30 minutes on average per episode. It's just a joy to watch. And they are smart. There is, for instance, and we'll go to the next show after this, one of the characters, and her stage name is the Welfare Queen.
Oh, you know what? I'm not laughing now. See, I know why.
That's how they get you. That's exactly how they get you. But they know what they're doing, okay? Well, she has a moment of revolving all around this because this is a smart woman and her son is going to Stanford.
Oh.
Okay? And he finds out what she's been doing. And he's there as she's portraying this character. What does that do? And the thing is, they not only address that, but they use this moment to affect the rest of the season in a way that you won't see coming and I won't give. So it's that kind of thing where it's ridiculous on its face, but it's so smart. behind the scenes.
Nice. I can't wait to get started on that. Now, moving on to Hulu's Harlots, which is also in its second season. Kind of the same and opposite at the same time. You've got women who are doing their jobs in an unusual way. And I remember last season you were a little up and down about this show. It really had some potential, but it didn't quite make it over the hump for you. Hopefully you can attest that season 2, at least the beginning of it, is heading towards the right direction for you.
Yeah, and so far we're 2 episodes in for season 2. What a great memory you have, Ref, because sometimes
I know it's my job.
Sometimes I forget what I've said. So I'm watching season 2, and Harlots, yes, it's literal. So are dealing with literal harlots, and this is the 18th century in London. The worst pies in London.
Oh my gosh. They probably are the worst. Gross.
Watch out. So we have 2 rival madams, one of whom used to be the employee of the other.
Oh.
And she has made her way onto a nice street, but that's a problem. And this has led to murders. I'll just say that.
Oh, whoa.
So in season 2, the question is, can the upstart madam, and that's played by the great Samantha Morton, get, or actually, let's say, decommission the Queen Bee madam, and that one is played by the great Leslie Manville. So it's back and forth. It's been that way since the beginning of this. We're seeing it really, really get even worse in season 2. And this upstart madam, she has her own problems. Her daughters are in the business.
Oh my gosh.
One of whom is played by Jessica Brown Findlay. Now, if that name doesn't ring a bell, think Downton Abbey. The youngest sister.
Oh. Yes.
So she's actually working for the other madam in season 2. Why?
Oh, awkward.
Why? Her younger daughter, she's just put into the business. That's a mess. Now, the question is, why does she do this? Well, what are the options? But do they resent her for this? Yeah. Yeah. Her husband has left her. Husband.
Oh.
She has a son with the man. And one of her employees, I'm being very PC today.
Yeah,
One of her employees has left her as well for the same reason as the husband. Now, I'm not going to give that away. But I'll say that she had to protect her younger daughter. And that led to other things. So all of this stuff is happening. We see for the Queen Bee madam, she has her own problems as well. She has a son who's a dullard. Okay.
Dullard.
He's enthralled by one of her employees.
No.
So this is the kind of show. But I will say this to wrap it up. Sometimes it's a bit too serious. Hello. The name of this show is Harlots. Like, really? So, I mean, when it gets too serious, it's kind of like, why am I even watching this? You're going too far. It's much better when it's about the tit for tat between the 2 madams. What can they do to one-up each other without killing people? We don't have to go there. And it should be more about the words, how they use words. That's what you'd expect from this kind of show, but it loses that. So that's the up and down that the ref talked about. And I'm still there with it. And I'm not quite sure whether I'm going to finish this season. We'll see.
Uh-oh. Let's stay across the pond, shall we?
Yes, we shall.
There was a series premiere on Amazon called A Very English Scandal. And it's actually a miniseries, so it's not like something we'll see over and over and over and over again. But a very familiar face is back, this time on the small screen. And if you have an Amazon subscription, Prime, anything, you just saw it splattered everywhere. Question is it worth a watch? It's only 3 episodes, so
yeah,
can't hurt, or can it?
Well, hold your horses here, everybody, okay?
Uh-oh.
Mr. Hugh Grant has come back to us.
Yes, he has.
And this time, he's playing a real man. So this is based on real events. And this real man is Member of Parliament, Jeremy Thorpe.
Ooh, the Thorpes. Amazon likes Thorpes.
Thorpes.
Oh.
So, it's the 70s. So keep this in mind as I describe what's going on. Now, MP Thorpe has certain predilections that, if they get out, will ruin not only his career, but possibly his life.
Oh.
And the main predilection is he has romantic liaisons with men. One of whom in this show is played by Ben Whishaw. And his character's name is Norman Scott. Now, Norman is not afraid to be who he is in the 70s.
Okay.
And he's whip smart and funny. Now, he's also emotional. So this is a dangerous person. If you want to, be on the DL, this is a dangerous person to be involved with. But there's something about Norman that he's just drawn to him. Now, Jeremy has a fellow member of Parliament who helps him, gives him counsel, hides all of these secrets. And I'll just say that if you've watched The Queen and other shows like it, you might recognize who this is, okay? So this guy, The Queen, The Crown is what I meant. So
okay, I was gonna be like, wow. Okay.
So this is Peter Bessel. That's the character's name, played by Alex Jennings. So what we see in the 3 episodes is how Jeremy and Norman meet. First of all, we learn who Jeremy is, all of that. We find out how they meet, and then we see how things become problematic, and eventually it turns into, as the title says, a scandal. A scandal that leads to the courtroom.
Ooh.
People are on trial for attempted murder.
Oh my gosh.
This is real. This is real. So the question is, who's on trial? Do they get off or not? Etc. All of these people involved. I have not given you even a half of what's going on here. And now for the quick review. This, from the beginning, it was hilarious.
Oh, it's a comedy?
It's a dramedy.
Okay, got it.
Let's say that. In the beginning, you get much more comedy. Where, what they're talking about, it's ridiculous. Hugh Grant is in this, right? But Hugh Grant knows what he's doing, as does the entire cast. So then it gets to be more dramatic, as you move forward. But then the comedy comes back in. And what they do a great job of balancing all of this. And by the end, my impression was, wow, it was funny in parts, but it was also sad, and both kind of worked. So if you are interested in what I just said, something that you can't even believe happened, then that's what this miniseries is all about. A very English. Okay.
Ooh, let's move on to HBO. Another familiar face comes to TV. Yeah. Sharp Objects. And again, the familiar face I'm talking about is Amy Adams. And she is brooding in all of the posters. I mean, just brooding.
Yes.
So I'm determining that it's probably, some very deep, dark, dramatic work. Especially if you have Amy Adams and HBO together, it's certainly not going to be anything other than that.
Right.
It's 8 episodes, and they've aired the first, I believe.
First 2 now.
First couple. And how much brooding is it, and can we take it?
Well, keep in mind that this is based on a book by
Gillian
Flynn.
Yeah.
So already you go dark and twisty. Automatic. And yes, that's exactly what you get here. Now, what's going on is this. We're in Missouri.